much tell.
No, that's fine. Sorry, I had to type the link in that you sent me. I don't know.
Oh,
It
really?
never showed up in my email.
Like letter for letter?
Yeah.
Old
Oh
school.
man,
I
I'm
sent you
sorry
the.
about that. I don't know what happened.
But I'm up to like 4 fingers on my typing skills. So
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Hey,
getting
at least you're up there. Sometimes I still gotta look. You know.
right, it's a search and destroy. Yep.
Of course, of course. But yeah, Dave. So I have no clue. I've been told good things from Grant, but I have no clue what you do.
A couple things. Ultimately, I mean, I have a full-time job working in the oil field. I've been doing that for 18 years.
Oh,
Um,
really? So what do you do in the oil field?
I'm a mechanic. I
Okay.
work on keeping the equipment running, basically.
So is
So
that is that like local to Houston, like Deer Park?
what's that?
That's not local to like Deer Park, is it?
Oh, no, 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 no. I travel all over.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say my mom and my dad actually used to work in Deer Park. My dad still does. So I wasn't sure if
Okay.
you had been over here.
Yeah, no, I've been kind of everywhere.
Mm,
But yeah, so I do a lot of traveling, but it also gives me some ability to have a little bit more free time. So now, like the last couple of years, my schedule has been 2 weeks on, 2 weeks at home. So I have
mhm.
more time to work on starting a business and building stuff up. I was laid off like everybody else was for a while, and after 2020, and so I kind of got the bug to go the entrepreneur side and see if I can't get something going and make something happen. I've gone down several different revenues with that, and um, I'm doing it again. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
ready to now that I'm back at work and I mean I know one of the biggest problems for a lot of people starting off a job is that the capital to get things going and stuff. And I'm kind of setting myself up in a spot where I've got a little bit of capital that I've got set for it and I have more time to do it with this 2 on 2 off. So um, my wife can work on keeping things going when I'm out in the field and I may not
Mhm.
have the best internet connection. And then when I come home, I can kind of take over working as a team together, so that
That's
way
Man,
awesome.
it's
that's
never
that's
dead.
that's interesting because it's like you. I like that schedule because having 2 weeks on and then 2 weeks off. That's 2 weeks where you just have time to really just hone in and focus on your business.
Yeah.
Because I used to work 24 on, 24 off in EMS. So I used to spend those days just working on my business, just working on
Yep.
making things happen. So I guess like what kind of drove you to wanting to get into business?
Um, I could, it's a little bit about working for yourself, having a little bit of control of how things are going. And ultimately, it is understanding that I can have a great career working for a great company that gives me benefits and stuff, as far as retirement and insurance and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I'm always going to have limitations. I mean, I can work for a great company, but my cap's going to be lower than what I would ultimately like. I want to know that retirement is a real option one day. Um, you know, I'm I know lots of guys that have been working in this field for a long time. They're closer to the end of their career, and they're getting into their 60s and realizing that they may not ever be able to retire.
Dang.
Um, and even with a decent 401 setup they've been paying into for decades,
Still like
ultimately, is it really going to give them the freedom that they
Do you know
need to
the
retire?
myth of the 401k, Dave? Do you know how the 401k got started? What it was originally intended for? Not retirement.
No. I mean, it was our wonderful government setting us up, right? So we'll be able to retire one day, right? They had
No, it's
our
not even
well-being
that.
in
It was
mind,
originally a Christmas
right?
bonus
Yeah, a
account.
little carrot on a stick in front of us,
No,
right?
so the 401k was originally
Yeah.
created to be a Christmas bonus account. That's all it was for, was so that at the end of the
Oh,
year, your money, you could send out your Christmas bonuses at the end of the year. And then when
right.
when everything crashed in the 90s, the government was like, crap, we have to pay out all these pensions. We have some money left over in these Christmas accounts. Let's just turn these Christmas accounts into a retirement account. So people who are depending on these 401ks to retire, if they do some research and understand that the retirement structure that they're counting on is not even designed to retire you. It was designed to hand you a bonus at the end of every single year.
Right. Well, now they've got locks on it, right? If you
Yeah.
want to, you've got to wait till retirement age, or you're going to pay a penalty. And
There's loopholes around that all
and
day.
That's what he
What's
knows
that?
all about, I swear.
Yeah, so there's actually loopholes around it.
I mean, I also nerd out. I've looked into, I mean, I have a 401 because my job offers it,
Yeah.
right? They match up to a certain percentage, so I make sure that I hit that certain percentage, so I get the full benefit of them matching it. I get stock options at a discount. I guess like I anything that you can get in at a discount for, I buy into, but I also diversify. So, putting in an IRA and putting in mutual trust funds and, different stocks and stuff, to where I have money that is able for me to control the investments on,
Yeah.
and for me to free up when I need to.
And kind of like pull out as you needed it.
Right. Either an emergency or a huge purchase, or, hey, maybe I want to go to the Bahamas for the winter. I mean, something.
We all have that impulse.
Right.
You want some oh shit money and some fun money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many people that are a transmission issue in their car or something is going to completely destroy them. They're sitting there saying, I'm great, I'm doing good, all my bills are paid. But the second that, they've got a $2,000 emergency, they're screwed. They're not eating next month.
Yeah, 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So statistically, that's 100% accurate. So what you've mentioned, you started a few businesses before. What is the big idea now? What makes this idea different from the other ideas you've had?
So, Grant, I mean, you saw me in one of my businesses before. And that was the 2020 craze for everybody to try to figure out how to make some kind of money while nothing was going on. And I fell down the pressure washing
that rabbit
deal.
hole.
Basically, you go to YouTube and you say, how to start a business, make money, whatever, and all these videos pop up. And so I bought in, I got the equipment, I started doing pressure washing driveways and stuff. Then I got into wash housing and roof housing, fences, decks, staining.
Everything.
Wow.
Then I got in, and then I got into decorative concrete, staining concrete and stuff. And it paid the bills. It kept us afloat. It was a lot of physical work. It was a lot of getting out there, and trying to get, of course, the economy was down and people didn't have money to spend on nothing, washing their house, right? That wasn't their worry. So that made it a little bit hard. But then advertising, trying to, social media, get it out there. I was just doing mailers, door-to-door stuff. And then we did door-to-door hangers. We did mailers where I actually went and built like postcards and sent it out to neighborhoods and stuff. And that helped out a lot. But, and I'm not thinking that there's any job out there that I'm going to be getting into anytime soon that is me sitting on the beach while it's just making me money. Everybody talks about that's the goal, but you got to put in the work in front to get to that point, right?
Of course.
So
not on a beach
now. What?
I'm not on a beach yet.
We're getting close. Getting there.
So now I am. We jumped into another big one that everybody's doing, right? Which is apparel.
Mm.
I have some social groups that I'm a part of that have large followings that already they have its own niche for t-shirts and hats and apparel like that. So I have a market that I'm already involved with
Okay.
that is already making this stuff, and some of the stuff that they're making is not the best quality. It's their screen printing shirts in somebody's garage and stuff. So I'm looking at like the drop shipping options. I've got into a lot of different programs where I can design and use proper editing and using other people to build the basically we're just coming up with designs and using third party to put it together and stuff.
Yeah,
And
kind
so
of like white labeling.
we're trying to turn that into something that's covers several different interests and stuff like that. But more or less, in a nutshell, it's apparel, t-shirts, hats.
Okay.
And the problem with that is that if you scroll down any social media, you're going to get
it's a saturated market. It's a very saturated market.
It's overly saturated, man. And if you type in anything, you like ladybugs and they get that. Now you're going to have a million t-shirts that are all about ladybugs that are, just
hats, bunch
send
of
us
shirts,
$19 and we'll send you a shirt,
So I guess the question is, I know that you've thought about it, but how are y'all going to be able to like stand apart from that? How are y'all unique to all that noise?
Well, that's the problem, right? Is, yeah, I can do better quality material. So can everybody else. And there's a lot of people that are jumping in. There's companies that are focusing on, a little bit higher end, and people are starting to like, a nicer quality t-shirt versus something that you just get bulk that's made wherever. And so you do that. And then you say, well, okay, it's about quality at this point. I'm going to use the best quality materials. I'm going to use the best quality ink. I'm going to make sure I get the proper photography done, get the right images, and then use the right keywords and try to get it out there. And there's 100 or more companies out there that do this, pay in a monthly fee, and we'll push it to the right demographic, and they'll that, and that's something that I'm not really good on, is that I can go on Facebook marketing or whatever and try to dial in neighborhoods and dial in age groups and who's buying what and stuff. But it gets a little bit tricky.
Like ICP, like your ideal customer, like targeting them specifically. So what do you think is your like your demographic, your ICP? Because I'm not sure exactly what kind of clothing you are making.
Right. So it is, we're doing a lot of like biker apparel. We're doing my wife wants to focus on like a woman's biker apparel line. She complains that most of the biker gear that's made for women had to have been designed by a man. That's it's not the it's more what the guys are looking for. Right. So
that makes sense.
But we're also that's not our only niche. We're diversifying it a little bit. We have other interests. I mean, that's probably the big one for now, but we're going to kind of, I don't want to just dial it in and just have us locked as this is all we do.
Yeah, of course.
And that's, I know how to market to guys that ride motorcycles. That's it's you do what you know first, right?
Of course.
And then you kind of spread out. So
yeah, it's like building that infrastructure, building that base to be able to then grow off of, right?
Right.
So I guess the thing would be like, with having that demographic and being that what they're looking for as well, how do you see yourself being able to get in front of them, like as far as getting their attention and being able to have them come to you for what you are offering rather than another company that does the same thing in a sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, for me, it almost makes more sense to go to the rallies
Mm-hmm.
and pay for a space to do a pop-up,
Okay.
set up a stand. I don't have a name for the company yet. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a logo for the company. I don't have I mean I've got LLC and EIN, but I
Yeah.
don't have and that is a broad LLC. So this will be
Mhm.
like a company that I'm going to doing business as whatever I
Yeah.
come up with.
Okay.
And but that's so hitting up some of the local rallies and then the bigger rallies and stuff, it costs money. You got to you can't drop ship so easily. You got to get the apparel and have it with you. So you got to have the inventory if you go there. So that's a little bit more money up front. You got to pay for the travel and all the expenses that come with it. So it's
So.
for me that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully people, I have a website set up.
Yeah.
They're walking by, if nothing else, they scan a QR and
Mm-hmm.
go
Like
to
a
my
little
website
banner
later.
with QR code and kind of see what
Right.
you're all about. And I guess part of that, like you said, like getting in that area where you can actually show people in person what it is that you're offering, having like an MVP or having like just a few shirts, just like a box of shirts, even with multiple different sizes. It doesn't have to be like different graphics or anything, but I would say just trying to see if people are interested in what you have as far as like the clothing goes. Because like if you aren't testing the MVP, if you don't have people that are actually telling you like, hey, like I like it, but maybe it could be like this, then you don't have that direction of what people are
Right.
really asking for.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're not offering
And
what they're asking for, then it's like they're going to go somewhere where they do.
sure. And that's, I mean, so that's where I'm at. That's what I
Okay.
have,
That's like the
done. I have done one main rally and then a couple other gatherings where I've talked it up a little bit. I got a couple of small orders, like, hey, can you design this? Worked back and forth with them, got a couple of shirts out to them. But then I had a guy that was like, hey, I need 1,000 shirts next summer. Let's work it up. And so I'm working on that right now. And then I've got another guy that wants like $5,000 for a big event where it's going to be like the main T-shirt for the event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
That's awesome.
and then I've got to work out how you do that, right?
Traction.
What's that?
So you have some traction. So you have some people coming to the door.
Yeah,
saying,
I have
like
traction. Yeah, and that's let me turn my mic. Obviously, I can't hear you guys very well. But yeah, like I have, I'm getting interest. The guys that are seeing it have, a couple dozen other people that are doing the same thing. They're talking to them and they're saying, like, we like you, we like your, doing whatever. I don't know if it's either, just talking with me or if it's, the product itself, but
yeah,
it's both.
Something's going to come of it, and it's good to get exciting about a couple thousand orders. But I want more than that,
Yeah,
so
no,
I want to keep it going. And that's
uh-huh.
what I talked to Grant a little bit on the phone was how to get, I mean, I guess social media is the best way, right? Because that's going to reach the most people, and how to get that. I mean, I don't know. I guess we talked about it, is you just kind of got to jump in and work it into something.
Are you talking about like social media, kind of like marketing yourself online? So yeah, with marketing, it really is just trying to get something out there, just trying to showcase what it is y'all are about and what you're doing, right? So like you said, getting like photos of what y'all are doing, even just getting photos of people in the shirts, giving out shirts for free and being like, hey, look, all I ask is that you take a photo with us or you take a photo and post it online, tag us X, Y, and Z, trying to get the traction, trying to get people talking about it online. And then having your profile that showcases all of that as well. I think that would be a very good place to start as far as marketing, because it's like first you kind of have to build up your social account before you kind of start pushing out ads and that kind of thing. You could do it, but I think as far as social media marketing goes, while you're still in the stage you're at, I would say it's best to just post what y'all are doing. Just talk about what y'all are doing, right? Just really just trying to talk online, you know, talking to other people in, let's say, communities or something like that on Facebook. I don't know if you're in any like biker communities or anything, or where y'all communicate to kind of come together.
Sure.
But like just talking about stuff in there, you know, just getting the word out. Just like, hey, what do you think of this design? Just trying to get people to be aware of what you're doing.
Sure. And I mean, I've seen that work, right? I've seen other guys jump into the same social media groups that I'm in with, you know, all these other bikers, and just as simple as throwing a couple pictures in there and saying, hey, I'm building a couple of motorcycles in my garage, I'm making videos, come check it out, and watched his subscription jump up, you know, over 1,000 and within a couple of days, just by pushing it out and getting people to share it. So I mean, that's
So it seems like you have an active. The communities you're a part of are pretty active as well, for the most part.
Oh yeah, every day. Yeah.
Okay.
Every day.
So I mean, when it comes to selling shirts, other things you can think of, it's like potentially you buy like $100 Amazon gift card, and then you do raffle style. Whenever someone buys a shirt, they get a raffle ticket, and then you do a random poll, and someone who buys a shirt gets the $100 gift card. Sure, you're out $100 gift card, but how many people are going to buy the shirt for the hope that they get a free T-shirt?
Oh right, yeah.
Amazon gift card. So
I mean,
stuff like that.
You see guys selling stuff online and giving away a truck. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, they're making money. You know, even if they're, you know,
like
giving away something, you know, that they're ultimately making money, right? So
yeah,
it's all about the volume, right? It's all about trying to get as many eyes on what you're doing as possible, really.
Yeah, and that's let's see here. That's the biggest thing, I guess, is just having, I don't know. It's the unknown. It's jumping into it, and I guess knocking out what I can do for free or low cost before I jump into spending money. And that's the thing, is that as soon as you start looking at this, everybody wants you to spend money. And I've looked at these companies, these marketing companies and stuff, that people have literally come back and said, you know, I've spent $30,000 with this company and it was just a complete waste. Nothing happens. You know, they shared a couple of things, and like, it's not, you know, so you got to go with something that you research and, you know, and
of course.
So,
but yeah, as far as like doing things at low cost or at no cost at all at the very beginning, I would say with that, it's important that you do social media, especially like, since it doesn't cost anything to open these like accounts on social media and start posting, right? It's really just, like I said, just starting to post. Do y'all already have a social media that you run on?
Not for this business, no.
Okay, so I would say
I haven't set it up. Like I got a lot of stuff going, and then, you know, honestly, the holidays.
Life happens, right?
The holidays, you know, the stuff going on with the family and the kids just kind of really put everything on the side. So
can I go over with you the 4 main fears of why? I think the people watching could benefit from this too. The 4 main fears of why people aren't posting on social media. Are you familiar? Do you know the 4 main fears that are associated with posting content on social media? Okay. So the first one is, my camera's not nice enough. A lot of people think that I don't have good quality content, so no one's going to want to watch it. But a lot of studies have shown that 80% of your social media engagement goes down when you have the super fancy edits, the super fancy cameras, the super fancy software, right? Because it's not relatable, right? So if I were to come at you, if a biker were to film a video with a 4K camera and have super fancy edits, you're going to look at that guy and be like, you're not a fucking biker.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, right? So it's not as relatable. So having an iPhone or a phone camera, it's all you need, because technically speaking, the iPhone camera we have is more advanced than most cameras that have come out in the last 20 years, right? The iPhone camera is one of the most technological advanced cameras you have, right? So then I don't know what to post. So if you can fix a car, watching someone fix a car looks like magic, right? When I used to post pool content when I was a pool cleaner, people would just watch my stuff because they had no idea how you could get a green pool blue again with just dropping some powder in it, and then it just magically turns blue over
Right.
time lapse, right? People are like, "Holy crap, that's magic," right? So there's magic in stuff that people don't know, and I don't know anything about motorcycles. So watching someone explain to me how to work on a motorcycle, watching someone explain to me how to ride a motorcycle, someone just talking about that stuff is extremely fascinating to me, and probably a majority of the internet, right? So it's just like, just because you're an expert in something and you're like, man, I know all about this, everyone else has to know this stuff. They don't, right? So straight off the bat, you're adding value there, right? So I don't know what to post. You do know what to post. It's stuff that interests you, because stuff that interests you, you're knowledgeable about, meaning that you know more than other people on the internet, right? And then it doesn't have to just, you can post whatever you want, right? It can be just your business. Like for me, I don't really on my Instagram, I don't really post my family on there that much, just because I try to keep that a little more private. I'm trying to grow a following. There's a lot of weirdos on the internet and want to protect my family as best as possible, right? So if that's the route you want to take, you can do that, right? Your social media is whatever you want on it. You don't need to post your personal life on there if you don't want to. The next thing is, it probably costs too much to post on social media. It's free. Filming videos, it's free. Editing videos on CapCut, it's free. And then posting it, it's free, right? So the misconception of it's going to cost me a lot of money to maintain a social media account. I film all my videos on my iPhone. I edit them on CapCut, and then I post them. Like I'm not doing anything super crazy. I'm not doing anything like all the things I'm doing for my content. You can literally do yourself. And then how do I get more followers? That is probably the biggest thing. Is it's like, well, if I post, I'm not going to get any followers anyway. The number one thing that's going to get you more followers is by showcasing that you're a real human being and not an ad. Because whenever you see an ad on your social media, I'm assuming you just swipe through it. But if it's but if you're watching a human being add value to your life by teaching you something, taking time out of their day to tell you a story, something that's interesting and entertaining to you, you'll watch. And then at the end, oh, by the way, I sell t-shirts. And then you just throw like a little 5-second clip of like a slideshow of some t-shirts that you have. If you want one, I'm doing a $100 giveaway. If you buy one, you enter the raffle. That's it. After a 45-second video of you just adding free value, right? So you mix personal with work content, right? So there's that where you're just talking about biker stuff, right? Talking about fixing a bike, a story about a club, like an outing with the club, whatever it may be. You mix both, right? So people get to see the professional side of Dave and also the real Dave. And then it's also sprinkling a call to action, right? If you don't call people to do something, all of that work of building a buzz. All right, what is Dave working on? Dave's starting to post on social media. He's starting to post a style of content. What's it leading towards? You don't eventually have a call to action, which is what I call a right hook, right? The free value, you're jabbing. And then when you eventually have your ask, that's your right hook, right? If you're constantly asking people for shit with your hook, it's never going to land because you're not setting it up. But if you're constantly jabbing and you're not throwing that hook, you're not getting a knockout. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You have questions on that?
Yes. No, I mean, I track. I feel like I could just sit here and agree with you. You know, I mean, like it all makes sense, and it's a lot of the. It's something I haven't done before, right? And I just don't know. Like you said, you know, if I post videos, I'm not going to have followers. Well, how many followers do you have now? Just start posting videos, and you know,
it's like
it either works or it doesn't. But you know, I mean, just what's that?
I was gonna say it's all about like getting over that initial fear, right? Like not knowing if it's gonna work or not.
Right.
But yeah, so I guess do you have any questions for us? Like, is there anything that we can?
No, I mean, I guess that's you're reaffirming stuff that I already know. Sometimes you just got to hear it, right?
Yeah.
Get out there and do it, and I know. I mean, I'm sure I could reach out to you guys, if anything come up. But
whenever,
Grant,
bro.
I'll keep you posted of
100%.
how things are going. So,
but yeah, I would say as far as everything goes, just try social media. Just try and I think what you're doing right now is perfect. I think the only other thing you should be doing would be social media. You know, you're testing out your product and you're going to these rallies and you got orders and everything. I think that's fantastic. And I think that next level would definitely be getting that online presence to be able to actually get to the point to where you can offer things online rather than have to be in person, right? Is that what you're trying to get to?
That's ultimately where I want to get to. It's just
that'll be chilling on the beach. That'll be you chilling on the
Then you're
beach.
sitting on the beach. It's just, I guess that's what I need to focus on is try to get out to groups, get it going, get people to, know the company name, get to a website, and then start putting stuff online because, I can come up with one shirt and put it, pay for an ad to post it to everybody's Facebook page and hope that they buy it. But there's, a million other people doing the same thing. So
yeah, even I would just say, like, you don't have to do any like the paid ads things or anything like that. Just creating content, really, just showcasing what you do, because the biggest thing with social media is that if you're not showing what you're doing and no one knows what you're doing, you got a billion other people over here that are scrolling every day, going through things every day that may have interest in what you offer. But if you don't showcase any of that, there is no connection for them to actually be able to come in and view what it is that you do. So even if you just post something quick, just like a quick video, like, hey, working on building up this clothing brand for bikers, X, Y, and Z, support what we're doing, that kind of thing. Share this with a friend that's a biker, something like that. Something super simple and easy, and just kind of showcasing what it is that you're doing. And like, even if you're not to the point to where you want to be, where you have your online store and you have everything going, even just like documenting that and just showcasing you putting in that work and doing everything, people would really respect that. I feel
people will just start thinking Dave's up to something. What's Dave up to? What's he building?
Right.
Where's this going? Right. And then if they might not buy in immediately, but in 3 months, like, Dave's still up to this. All right, well then I guess he's serious about it. I'll check it out. Right. So
that's the jabs you're talking about, right?
Yep. Jab. I'm still doing it. Hey guys, I'm still here. I'm still doing the same shit. Like, y'all are gonna have to buy into this eventually. You're gonna keep hearing about it. Like, look into it, or you're just gonna keep stay out of the loop, and you're gonna keep hearing about it. Stuff like that,
Of course. Right. No, that's exactly right. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the biggest part. Even before you start doing paid ads and everything, just having some kind of presence online.
Sure.
Because the thing about posting on social media is it's free. If you want a commercial on TV or you want a billboard, got to cough up some money. And I would argue you're getting more eyeballs on social media than you are on a billboard and on a commercial, because
how it works now. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then if you need any support with content, of course, you can reach out to us. We can help you figure out what you're doing. We'll put you on some training wheels until you're ready to take them off, and then we'll send you flying.
Exactly.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time, Dave. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you so much, Dave, for hopping on and talking with us.
And before you leave,
thanks for having me.
Do you wanna kind of shout yourself out, where we can find you?
I don't have anything to shout out yet. I'm not.
Okay.
I need to go set up social media that is separate from my personal life.
Of course.
So then we'll have you come back. We'll have you come back,
and whenever you do have that up and running, just send that our way, and we'll make sure to add it into the description of this video.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I appreciate you, Dave, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, thank you so much for your time, Dave. I really appreciate it, man.
Of course.
And before we go, actually, Brendan, he had a question.
Yes.
What do you think of doing a voiceover of how we cleaned the driveway instead of just doing a before and after for better engagement?
Yeah.
I think that's ideal. You see that on TikTok a lot. You see that on TikTok where people are kind of showing the process and talking about what they did as they did it, rather than just showing the before and the after. So that's definitely something.
Yeah, that was when I was doing TikTok, I think, of my pressure washing, and it was just a tripod and my cell phone and I just shot a time lapse video of putting down chemicals, washing it and stuff, and those were the best videos. Adding a voiceover to it to explain what was going on was probably the next step, and I never really got to that. And the oil field fired back up, and I was back in the field and kind of
full speed into your work.
Yep.
Now that makes perfect sense. So, yeah, Brendan, I think that would be a fantastic idea to do for your business, as far as getting out there with content and doing that kind of stuff, because you're already out there and you're already cleaning these driveways. Just set up a tripod, like what Dave is doing. Set up a tripod, have a time lapse, and then just voice over it. Just kind of like showcase it before, time lapse you working on it, voice over in the middle, and then just showcase the ending and just show how you cleaned it. Yeah, no, I think that'd be fantastic.
And then if there was like a hard case where it's like you had to like use some special chemical formula to get some stain off or whatever, talk about it.
Yeah,
there are some people that
I mean, there's two thoughts on that, right? You're either, is your market other people that are doing this business that trying to learn tips and tricks, or is your market trying to sell your services?
Yeah.
You can't get this stain off of your Texas white stone that's on your house that gets that black mold on it, but I know how to get it off. Here's a time-lapse video of me doing it as proof. Call me and I'll come do it to your house.
Exactly.
So you got to know your market on that side.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But,
and I think in his case, it's definitely more trying to gain more clients than it is trying to educate other people on how to do it. So that's definitely
one of the things that I've seen a lot of is that the guys that are doing the how-to videos to start up a business and to they're giving the tricks, that's all they're left jabs, and then that right hook comes in, and now it's just for $20 a month you can get on my
community or
my whatever page that I'm actually doing the and that's, I don't hate on that at all. Like if I watch 100 videos by a guy that's been giving me some great tips and that he wants a little bit of money for more knowledge or a one-on-one call or something like that, you really consider it at that point, because you know that the value's there because you've seen
trust what it is they offer.
Right.
Yeah, you have that faith in them. No, I like that. That's definitely a good way to put it.
Right.
This is our show, so I'm going to plug one thing for myself. Guys, I am hosting a money masterclass. I'm going to be teaching people about how money works. I'm going to be teaching people about the 5 tax-free accounts. Most people don't know that there are 5 tax-free accounts. I will be telling everybody about those, including how you can use an HSA to get the IRS to hand you a check for a swimming pool. So you can build a swimming pool and the IRS will hand you a check for it, and people don't know about that. So if you want to learn things about that, my masterclass is going to be February 16th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. online. So you don't need to be in person for this. You can sit on your computer, sit in your pajamas, and learn some cool stuff. I put in so much work into this. I have like a 150-page slideshow. I'm building out an actual workbook. So it's like a fill-in-the-blank style workbook to support you guys retaining the information. I'm building out a community for anyone who enjoys what I'm teaching, anyone who wants to be involved and play the game of money with me can hop in my community and play the game of money with me. So if money movement, investing, learning how money works, tax-free investing is something that interests you, my masterclass is the place to be, and that's free. So if you like free stuff and want free information and you want to hear a kid out that's learned some cool stuff, my masterclass is the place for you to be. So be there December 16th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Yeah.
You said February 16th?
February 16th.
Solid.
So link is in my bio.
Link will be in his bio. Well, I appreciate your time, Dave. Thank you, Grant. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we will see y'all tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow. Broadcast Delta.
Do you have anything to close out with, Dave?
I'll have a good one.
Peace out, guys.